Oral diseases are the most common non-communicable disease found amongst people, causing them severe pain, discomfort, disfigurement, and sometimes death. Today on Healthy Living, we'll be talking about having a healthy teeth. My name is Tracy Aziengbe, and this is Healthy Living. Welcome back. Today on Healthy Living, we'll be discussing having a healthy teeth. And talking to us on this topic is Dr. Babajide Shokoya. You're welcome on the program, sir.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Okay, sir, doctor, as a dentist in the medical field, how would you describe a healthy teeth?
A healthy teeth is they are set of teeth that are complete.
Okay.
First of all, we should have 32 in an adult and 20 in a child in children.
Okay.
And two, every teeth must be free of cavity, hole in the teeth. Must be free of hole in the teeth, and must be free of symptoms like pain. Generally, must be free of pain, and also must be free of what we call tatters, dents. Plaques, calculus.
Okay.
Those are our terms, but generally, we just call it tatters. Debts on the teeth. Yeah.
All right. Okay, doctor, what are the causes of an unhealthy teeth?
Unhealthy teeth are teeth basically that one of the focal presentation that people come for that make them to be aware that they have unhealthy teeth is pain.
Okay.
It's basically pain. When people don't feel pain, they still feel that their teeth are healthy. Okay. Even though we as dentists, we know that when we see a cavity forming, a hole forming on the tooth, that tooth is unhealthy. Right. But generally, people see, until they have pain on their teeth, they don't present, and they feel that they have a healthy teeth.
All right. Okay, doctor. So, majorly, what are the causes of an unhealthy teeth in a person?
Yeah, unhealthy teeth, as we have said, one of the indications that the tooth is unhealthy is that tooth has a hole, has a cavity.
Okay.
And one of the causes of that cavity, basically, is diets. Having bad diet.
Bad diet.
Yeah, bad diet generally. Consuming much of sugary, refined sugars. Sugary stuffs and all that. That forms the cavity or the holes on the teeth. Then the holes forming on the teeth can progress to pain on the tooth when that hole reaches the inner, especially the next layer and the innermost layer of that tooth. A tooth has basically 3 layers. The enamel, the dentine, and the inside, which is the pulp. When the holes start forming from the enamel and it extends to the dentine and it extends to the pulp, at the pulp, it becomes very, very painful. That it can even disturb sleep, disturbs somebody's day and all that.
All right. Yeah. So, doctor, some persons actually use their teeth to open soft drinks, the cork soft drinks, and I'm sure that's one of the causes of an unhealthy teeth. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, that's part of the hole forming. Another indications of unhealthy teeth is when you see a fracture or broken teeth. So when an unhealthy habit will produce an unhealthy teeth.
Okay.
Unhealthy habit, like you've just said, for example, somebody using his teeth to open a soft drink can actually break that teeth. And when he breaks that teeth, if the breakage is vertical from up on top of the tooth down to the root of the tooth, then that tooth may not be redeemable, may not be saved.
Okay.
We need to lose that tooth. Okay. But if it is just chipping off part of the tooth, And when it has not reached the innermost layer, then we can still save that tooth. So having a hole on the tooth, breakage of the tooth, and of course pain on the tooth, those are indications of unhealthy teeth.
Okay. All right, doctor. So tell us, what are some of the possible cures or remedies for an unhealthy teeth?
Okay, we'll take it up. Let's quickly highlight unhealthy teeth.
Okay.
First of all, as dentists, unhealthy teeth start from a teeth that is poorly cleaned, that is dirty. A tooth that is poorly cleaned, or set of teeth that are poorly cleaned, dirty, need to be cleaned first.
Okay.
Because that will lead to problems much later. Then if such teeth or teeth are clean, but they're having hole, that's another, having hole or cavity, that's another unhealthy teeth.
Okay.
Such teeth need to be filled.
All right.
Then if another one is a tooth that is having, that is painful, that is hurtful, that such tooth needs some other specialized treatment depending on the severity of the pain.
Okay.
And the level of the pain. For an unclean teeth, you need to do what we call it scaling and polishing, but we know it as washing of your teeth. So you can wash your teeth. Then after washing, we do it, the dentist or the dental hygienist do it. We do it, and this should be done every six months.
Every 6 months?
Yes, to do the scaling and polishing. And depending on the patient, if the person is having some other underlying medical conditions like diabetes, hypertension, and likes like that, such a person might need to come for that cleaning often than 6 months. Might just be every 3 months.
All right.
Yes. Then for a tooth that has a hole, depending on the level of the hole at the same time. If the level of the hole has not yet reached the innermost part of the tooth, then we can do the filling of the tooth. But if it has reached the innermost part of the tooth, at that point, it's more likely to have been painful.
All right.
And at that point, the treatment for it will change.
Okay.
What we can do for such case that has reached the innermost part of the tooth, and the tooth is hurtful, very painful, is causing sleepless nights, is what we generally called root canal therapy.
Root canal therapy.
Yes. Root canal therapy just means you cleaning out the inside of the tooth.
Okay.
Because the inside of the tooth, the blood vessels, the nerves there are already infected. So you just need to clean it out, take out all the blood vessels, take out all the nerves, make the root, the canals within the root, that's the hollow space within the root. That's a hollow space called the canal, the root canals within the root. Make it clean and sterile. Then you root fill it.
Okay.
Fill it up, then you seal up and you fill the tooth back and all that. Then later on you can to reinforce the strength of the tooth, because it's now vulnerable to fracture because you have touched it while you're treating. So you need to reinforce the strength by crowning it, putting a metal cap on top of it after the RCT, after the root canal therapy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, doctor. I know sometimes when you have a hole in your teeth, I know someone who has experienced such, and the doctors, rather the dentist, removed her teeth, or her tooth rather. So what would you say about that? You just said something about the therapy, but in this case, the dentist removed her teeth. So what would you say?
Can you come again, please? Let me get it very well.
Okay. Doctor, you said something about having a therapy when you have a hole in your tooth.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've experienced a person having a hole in her tooth.
Yeah.
Okay. But she went to see the dentist and he removed the tooth entirely, like the whole tooth.
Okay.
So what exactly went wrong?
Okay. The possibility is that the tooth is grossly carious.
Okay.
What we mean by grossly carious means that the extent of the hole on the tooth or cavity on the tooth is so much, is very, very large. The cavity is so large, such that it has, the cavity has reached the innermost part of the tooth.
Okay.
So it's not something small. It's like the whole crown is almost gone. This is a crown, for example.
All right.
This is a crown of a tooth, for example.
Okay.
And the root of that tooth is inside this bone, inside the gum, inside the bone there. So if the hole on the tooth is so much as that it has eaten up and has covered almost all this crown, is gone, then that tooth is more or less gone. Because what will just remain is the root.
The root.
And there's no function that root can perform.
All right.
And for safety of that person, we need to remove that tooth. If not, that will be a route of infection into the body, because that place has opened up and given a space for any infection to come through the mouth to enter the body.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. So we know some persons, some of our old grandmas and people like that, they have never used a toothbrush or toothpaste in their lives. Most of them use the chewing stick. So how advisable is it to use a chewing stick instead of a brush and a toothpaste to clean the teeth?
Yeah, there's no hard and fast rule about it.
Okay.
The important thing is to just make sure that you get rid of the dirt, the tatters, the plaques, the calculus from the mouth.
Okay.
Anyhow you do it, just make sure you get it out. So some people prefer using chewing stick.
Okay.
And they actually do well and do it well, and they still have a very clean teeth and healthy teeth.
Okay.
And some people even use their brush, but they don't brush properly. They don't do it well. So it's whatever means of mechanical means of taking out those dirt, whether by using chewing stick or using the toothbrush, is welcome.
Okay. So, doctor, you're saying using a chewing stick is okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Very quickly now, we'll go on a short break and return shortly.
Take a break from your regular TV and fill your mind with inspiring, qualitative, and entertaining content suitable for the whole family's enjoyment. Broadcasting hope and life-inspiring messages from the Word of God. Foursquare TV is rich in life-changing and soul-lifting content, timely word of exhortation and word of knowledge delivered by our fathers in the Lord. Soul-lifting praise and worship that gives you that heavenly experience. Make a positive switch to life and enjoy Christian drama and informative content. There's never a dull moment on Foursquare TV. Decoders are available without subscription fee, and you have access to over 120 channels. For more info, please call 0803-304-6713, 0703-028-8661, and 0802-301-0696. Foursquare TV, life in full.
Welcome back. This is Healthy Living, and we've been discussing having a healthy teeth with Dr. Babajide Shokoya. Okay, sir, please, can you tell us, does having an unhealthy teeth actually affect any other part of the body?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Having an unhealthy teeth can cause an heart disease.
Okay.
For example, this is how, because it's good to know, so that we can make sure that we have a healthy teeth at all costs.
Okay.
As people grow old, and they tend to be not cleaning their teeth well and all that. They have accumulation of a lot of debts in their mouth, plaques, calculus, the tatters, and all that. So these find their way into the blood vessels. The gums and the mouth, the soft tissue in the mouth, has a lot of blood vessels.
Okay.
So all these accumulated debts in the mouth, tatters and all that, over time find their way, and they dislodged, and they find their way into the blood vessels. Really? And once it gets into the blood vessels, it goes into the bloodstream, and eventually the heart is the one that circulates blood all over the body. So it finds its way through the heart. So the blood vessels in the heart, it can clog it, finds its way to the muscles of the heart and all that. And why it is very can cause diseases is because those status there, they actually contains a lot of bacteria which are harmful to a normal cell in the body. So when they find their way from the mouth to the heart, they cause all this, heart disease and all that. And so not only heart disease that it can cause, it can also cause what we generally know as arthritis and all that. It has been found out that when all these things dislodges, the bacteria content there, can actually cause inflammation of the joints, called the arthritis and all that. The same thing, inflammation also of the heart and any part that it can come to. So that's why it is very, very important that we take our oral health very seriously, such that so that we can prevent and forestall any other diseases that might come up as a result of bacteria found in the mouth.
So, doctor, this is really the first time I'm hearing this. So, bacteria from the mouth can actually cause arthritis, heart diseases. Yes. Wow. All right, doctor, do you think that having diseases in the mouth, or rather in the teeth, can actually cause death?
Yes, it can.
How is that possible?
100%. First of all, it's very good. As a dentist, we don't just look at your teeth alone. We don't just care about your mouth alone. We care about your general body health. And so we first of all check your general body health, then we come back to our focus, which is the mouth. And there's a whole lot of things we can read from the mouth telling us about your general body health.
Right.
And so it's very important to always come at least every 6 months for checking of your mouth, dental examination, and getting your scaling and polishing done, and some other treatments and all that. So it's really, really very, very, very important, to take your oral health very, very seriously.
Very seriously.
Yeah.
All right. So how regular should the checkup be? Like you just said, every 6 months, right?
Yeah. For a healthy person, is every 6 months.
Every 6 months.
Twice a year. But for somebody that have any underlying medical conditions, like hypertension, like diabetics, and some other underlying medical conditions, which can be traceable to infections in the mouth, such person should come regularly, like every 3 months and all that. So coming back to what you just asked, that 100% it can cause a painful tooth or unhealthy tooth, specifically a painful tooth which is not treated, or we call it a carious tooth which is not treated, a tooth that is having gross cavity, and which is not treated over time, and the person immunity power to fight disease is very, very low. Such person can die from tooth disease. From hurtful tooth. We've seen cases. I personally have managed a patient that I lost because of that. We lost because of that. Because yes.
So really, wow, this is really shocking. This is actually the first time I'm hearing this, that patients actually die from tooth diseases.
Yes. If not treated promptly. And if the patient is defaulting treatment. Because patient will be advised, take these drugs, come for checkup at different time. Instead of doing that, they will go to different people that with different improving powders, improving means of treating their tooth, and the thing will get worse. So they will now present very, very late. And at that time, there is little that can be done medically to help them. And so, unfortunately, some of them, we lose them.
All right. So, doctor, please explain to us how people can carry out good hygiene practices, concerning teeth.
Yeah. Basically, good hygiene practices is basically your regular brushing of your teeth.
Okay.
Brushing of your teeth. I will not use the word brushing. Let me just say cleaning of your teeth. Okay. You might choose to use your toothbrush, or you might choose to use your chewing stick. Okay. But just make sure that you regularly clean your teeth at least twice a day.
Twice a day.
And it has been found out that cleaning after food is the time you clean is important too.
Okay.
Cleaning before food is good, but cleaning after food is better.
All right. Why is that?
It's not best. The reason is just that before you eat, you clean your mouth. Your mouth is clean, no food, debris, nothing. It is okay. After you eaten, what it means is you have actually dirtied that mouth. You have actually, you have leftovers, food remnant in your mouth.
Okay.
And those food remnants in the mouth, leftovers there, are what actually attack the gums, attack the teeth, and some other soft tissues, and cause problem.
Okay.
The reason is this: your mouth is full of a whole lot of microorganisms, and those microorganisms only live and survive and do harm when they have something to survive on, to live on, which is the food remnant. Once the food remnant can be, taken off your mouth at any point in time, you have starved these microorganisms, and these microorganisms die a natural death, or they are just rendered, impotent, to work. They can't do what they like to do, which is attacking your teeth or attacking your mouth and all that. And so it's good to clean after food.
All right. Okay.
In the morning, during the day, you can just rinse out with a lot of water.
Okay.
Use your tongue and your clean hand or anything. But last thing to do in the night. So twice daily.
Twice daily.
After food in the morning, last thing to do in the night. Yeah, that's the best.
Okay. So can you show us how to brush the teeth? Because some persons still brush their teeth this way, and I think, can you?
Yeah, brushing the teeth is very, very simple, and less than 4 minutes you'll be able to brush your teeth.
All right.
And thank God for the model we have before us here.
Okay.
This model shows that we have a gum. This is the gum part.
All right.
This is the gum part for the upper jaw, and this is the gum part for the lower jaw. For this upper one, you brush away from your gum. That's the most important thing. That's just the principle. However you're brushing, just make sure you brush from away. So this is your gum.
Okay.
This is your gum. And this is your tooth. So if you brush like this, you are brushing towards. So if there are dirt on this teeth, you're brushing into the gums. And so that's unhealthy habit, because you bringing dirt into the gums and you're infecting the gums, and the gums will be inflamed and be painful over time.
Okay.
But the right thing to do is to brush away from the gum. So you do like this. Away from the gum. Away from the gum. Away from the gum. Then you open up the mouth very well, because people just brush the outer part. They don't brush the inside. You open up and you brush the inside, which is here. Away from the gum, away from the gum, away from the gum. Then the last thing to do, to brush the occlusal surface, the chewing surface here. You brush it out, the chewing surface, you brush this out, and that's all. This is upper part. You do the same thing to the lower part too. Okay. You brush away, this is the lower, away from the gum, which is up here, away from the gum. You come inside, open the mouth very wide, away from the gum, and you stretch. If you're coming from here, you stretch the head of your tooth, of your brush or your chewing stick to extend to the last tooth, because many people don't brush well, they don't clean well their last teeth, tooth and all that. So you have to make sure you extend, stretch well your hand, into your mouth, so as to get to the last tooth has to brush it well.
All right, all right. Thank you very much, sir.
You're
Thank you. Okay, and sir, so how can one improve whiteness of the teeth? That's the last question here. How can one improve whiteness of the teeth?
Okay, whiteness of the teeth could be natural, could be artificial.
All right.
The natural one is best.
Okay.
The artificial one doesn't really have any known complications by the books, really.
Okay.
But we would just say, okay, why not just go for your natural, because it actually matches your body complexion.
All right.
But the artificial one might present a little contrast to your body complexion, and so might have a fake look in quote, or a fake appearance.
Okay, apparently.
But in natural whiteness, you can achieve that by brushing, first of all, brushing well properly, the way I've just described.
Okay.
And making sure that you see your dentist, your dental hygienist every 6 months to do the scaling and polishing for you.
All right.
So you take away the tatters, the plaques, the calculus away from the teeth.
Okay.
And you have your natural whiteness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, doctor. Scaling and polishing, you talked about it. How affordable is it?
Very affordable. Very, very affordable.
You heard that?
Very, very affordable.
Very affordable.
Yes, very affordable.
Okay, so we all should go after every 6 months to have a scaling and polishing of the teeth. Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome, Tracy.
All right. Okay, we've been talking about having a healthy teeth, so remember to keep your teeth healthy. That's all we can take today on Healthy Living. I am Tracy Aziengbe.